Welcome to Maxim's Inside Track for another edition. Still a very volatile world out there. We've got US elections going on. Donald Trump's got COVID, supposedly, and we've got Brexit deal still being worked on or worked through. Global milk flows are up about 2% around the world. We've also got the Australia-China geopolitical tensions playing out. We've got border closures and slowly opening up here within Australia, so still a mixed bag. And I'll start this one with full cream milk powder once again. GDT showed a positive up 2% across the board. Whole milk powder, New Zealand's milk flow for August was up nearly 5%. So milk out of New Zealand is still relatively strong. I think this category is very finely balanced. Strong demand in particular out of Africa and the Middle East. We've also seen China's numbers up about just under 3% sort of for the 9-month period through until 2020 on 2019 numbers. So demand's still solid there. The Chinese government is looking to be 70% self-sufficient within their milk categories by 2025, so within 5 years. So this is a big investment into farms and milk production, as we've seen with their repopulation of the piggery industry over there. So whole milk powder, pretty finely balanced with solid demand and also solid milk flows out of NZ in particular. So yeah, sideways-ish for this category. On to skim milk powder now. This category is holding firm still. We've seen some interesting numbers out of the US. They're about 30% up on exports for the first 9 months. This is without Mexico or Mexico's volumes declining. So pretty significant, in particular, exports from the US into Southeast Asia. So demand's still reasonably strong. Australia's milk flows are also very strong, up about 3% on last year, and looking like we're creeping up, hopefully towards a 9 billion litre annual milk flow. So being good milking conditions. Skim milk powder, I believe, is pretty balanced as well at the moment. I think with some of that Asian export demand and milk flows buoyant, I'm calling this one sort of stable-ish as well. On to cheddar mozzarella now. The biggest focal point for this particular category is the US. We've got a disparity between blocks and barrels, but both of them are still really high. So we've sort of seen them go right up and then come right down, and now they're heading back up again into territory which feels as though it's only suitable for the American market. This is stimulated by that government lunchbox program, and demand, in particular in the US, as food service opens back up, is keeping these prices extremely buoyant in that region. We're seeing stable-ish prices out of Oceania. Supply is starting to tighten up a little bit, in particular for NZ origin cheese, cheddar in particular. Mozzarella still feels like it's available domestically within Australia, and European prices are relatively stable. So as food service demand continues to open up around the world under pretty challenging circumstances, I think this cheddar cheese mozzarella still, well, other than the US, relatively stable for the moment. Onto the fats, butter, AMF. This particular category's popped up in particular on the GDT, butter up about 8+% and AMF about 5+, but I think this is just recovering. We're back to 3 month ago levels, so as it drifted off, it sort of just recovered 3 months worth of declines. This is driven by, I think, we're at about 4-year lows in terms of pricing, so once we get down to these levels, it looks pretty attractive attractive to buyers. So I'd say that demand has come back into the market at lower levels, and I'd suggest that there's been some reasonable volume sold off the GDT platform of butter in particular, and Fonterra also reducing the volumes on GDT. So that has brought volumes down and demand back in. Is it sustainable longer term? Look, not sure. I think that the once again a food service type demand, but we're starting to see a lot more activity domestically here in Australia as these rural regions open up, borders starting to open up a little bit more. So fingers crossed we can see these establishments open up, and we can actually stand up and have a beer together, which would be nice. But fat, I think, some support. However, I'd just err on the side of caution that it's going to, rally away from us. The last category is whey and lactose. We've seen whey powder firming a little bit. Once again, high China demand replenishing that piggery industry. Lactose has come off ever so slightly, however still very buoyant and high numbers and good demand. Protein market still a mixed bag. Some demand starting to come back in, however pretty significant inventories around the world of both WPCs and WPIs, so we expect this category to be weakish for a little period to come. Thanks again for listening. Enjoy your next fortnight, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you.